language,
Yeah.
English for us.
Yeah.
And you picture all these like grammar books and like lists of vocabulary words and stuff.
Hmm.
What if we could learn just by like listening to a real unfolding story, like as it
Oh,
happens?
interesting.
Yeah. So that's kind of what we're doing today. We're going to be diving into the life of Rajab Butt, and he's a fascinating guy. He's from Pakistan, and he's a TikToker, an actor, a model, and a YouTuber.
Wow.
And yeah, we're going to use his experiences as a lens for you guys to be able to, expand your English vocabulary.
That sounds really cool.
Yeah, and really grasp some of the cultural context that comes along with all of that.
I like it.
So let's just get into it, right? Let's get to know Rajab Butt a little bit better. He was born in Lahore, Pakistan, December 28th, 1994, which makes him 31 as of December 2025.
Okay.
He's built a significant online presence. So on Instagram, 1.1 million followers.
Wow.
And on YouTube, a massive 4.25 million subscribers.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
These numbers really speak to his reach and influence in the digital world.
They certainly do. And I think what's really interesting, too, is that it kind of highlights how much things have changed just in terms of how people connect and build communities. The term digital creator is a relatively new term.
Absolutely.
And it reflects, I think, this evolution of media and communication.
Right.
So it is quite remarkable, how individuals like Rajab Butt can cultivate such large audiences just by being, creating content online.
Yeah, so our aim today with this deep dive isn't just to, give you all the details of his life, although it's quite a story. But it's really about how we can learn and understand English through his experiences.
Oh, I see.
So everything from his biographical information to the language that's used in news reports, even on social media where people discuss.
Absolutely.
So the sources that we're pulling from today, one is actually titled Learn English with Life Story of Rajab Butt, which I think is very interesting that it directly links, his life story to language learning.
I love that.
And then we have another article that gives us a little bit broader of a picture about his career and some of the recent events that have happened.
So we have two good sources that we're working with today.
Exactly. And I think what's neat is that one specifically talks about language learning.
Right.
And the other one gives us that real world context where that language is used. So it's like we can see it in action.
I love that.
Okay, so let's start from the beginning.
Right.
He was born in 1994. He's now 31 years old. He has a bachelor's degree.
Okay.
And his career in the public eye really began with his acting debut
Good.
in the GeoTV drama serial called Ronnie. And in that drama, he starred alongside Kinza Hashmi.
Oh, cool.
So for you guys listening out there, debut means like his first appearance in a significant role.
It's like his breakout role.
Right. And a drama serial is similar to a television series.
Yep.
It has an ongoing story, and they're quite popular. Yeah. In many parts of the world. And alongside means he was working with her,
I see.
appearing in scenes with her.
So just for people listening out there,
Yeah.
when you encounter that phrase, acting debut, it kind of immediately signals,
Yeah.
okay, this is the start of a career
Exactly.
as a television actor.
Right.
And then the fact that it mentions that he starred alongside another well-known actress,
Yeah.
it gives you a sense of like his initial footing
Right.
in the industry.
Yeah, he wasn't like a nobody,
Right, exactly, yeah.
So it seems like his charming personality and entertaining content played a big role in his rising popularity.
Yes.
And it really helped him establish himself in Pakistan's entertainment scene.
Sure.
So charming, entertaining are both descriptive words
Yes.
that tell us a lot about why people might be drawn to him.
Yeah.
So charming suggests that, he's likable and he's pleasant to watch.
Right.
And entertaining obviously means that his content is enjoyable and keeps people watching. It makes you want to come back for more.
Absolutely. And I think that those are two crucial attributes for anybody
Yeah,
looking to build a following, especially in entertainment.
totally.
People are naturally attracted to personalities that they find appealing.
Of course.
And they like things that hold their interest.
Right,
So I'm curious, what kind of content was he creating early on
right.
that showcased this charming personality? Do we have any information on that from our sources?
Well, the early content isn't really detailed in these sources, but his later success as a digital creator and YouTuber with those millions of followers
Right.
really underscores the impact of having engaging content.
Right.
So a digital creator is someone who produces various forms of content for online platforms.
Okay.
And a YouTuber specifically creates videos for YouTube.
Gotcha.
And engaging content just means that it can keep viewers interested and actively involved.
Yeah, and I think, if you think about it in your own life as the listener,
Right.
think about what makes online content grab your attention.
Straight.
Is it humor? Is it information? Is it that you feel like you can relate to the person?
Right.
So for Rajab Butt, it seems like his vlogs, which is, short for video blog,
Right.
a kind of like online video diary,
Yeah.
those seem to be a key part of it. And those often feature family moments, prank videos, and fun activities.
Yeah.
And he's also known to collaborate with other creators.
Yeah, and I think, too, vlogs are kind of nice because they're a little bit more personal.
And informal.
Right.
Than maybe like a really highly produced show.
Yeah, it's like you're getting a glimpse into their actual life.
And the family moments, that can create a sense of warmth.
Absolutely.
For the audience, you feel connected to him.
Sure.
The prank videos, a lot of times, those are really funny.
Right.
And then the fun activities, it's lighthearted entertainment.
Of course, yeah. And these are common strategies that a lot of online personalities use.
It's interesting, though, how these seemingly simple elements, like sharing your personal life and playing pranks and just doing fun things, translate into such massive followings.
Yeah.
It really speaks to this idea that there's this real connection with his viewers.
Yeah. So let's move on to his wedding now.
Okay.
This took place in Lahore in December 2024, and it was described as a grand affair.
Oh, wow.
So when we hear grand affair, we know it was big. It was impressive and probably pretty expensive.
Probably a lot of people there.
Oh, for sure. And it also featured a traditional dolki night.
Okay. What is a dolki night?
So a dolki is a pre-wedding celebration that's pretty common in South Asian cultures.
Okay.
And it involves music, singing, dancing.
Sounds fun.
Oh, yeah, it's super lively. And the dole is a type of drum.
Right.
So I think the word traditional is really important here.
Yeah.
It emphasizes, the cultural roots
and
the significance of this event.
And understanding, these cultural practices.
Yeah.
Can really help you with English.
Absolutely.
Because it gives you more context.
Totally.
So like even knowing what a dole is helps you understand what a dolki night is.
Right, exactly. And the wedding became widely talked about on social media.
Okay.
So widely talked about just means it generated a lot of buzz online.
Yeah, of course, social media.
Everyone's talking about it.
It's a hub
for
discussing these kinds of events.
Right, and it's interesting how offline events in the online world are so interconnected.
Yeah.
Something happens in real life and then boom.
Everyone's talking about it.
Everyone's talking about it online.
Online now.
Okay, so this is where things take kind of an unexpected turn.
Oh.
So we learned that Rajab Butt was arrested for illegal possession of weapons and a lion cub.
Wow. What?
Yeah, so illegal possession just means that he had these items, but he didn't have the legal right to own them.
Gotcha.
And the article that we looked at clarifies that the lion cub was actually a gift from people who attended his wedding ceremony.
Interesting.
So it's like, wow, okay, well, that adds a little bit of context. It still doesn't change the legal ramifications.
Of course.
But yeah, so it raises questions, about these kinds of gifts and the laws around exotic animals.
Absolutely.
So he was then released on bail.
Okay.
So that means he was temporarily freed from custody after paying a certain amount of money.
Okay.
As assurance that he would show up for his court dates.
Yeah.
But he still faces legal proceedings for violating wildlife laws and public display of weapons.
Okay.
So violating laws just means breaking them.
Right.
Wildlife laws are regulations that protect wild animals and their habitats.
Sure. And
public display of weapons just refers to openly showing weapons in public.
Right.
Which in a lot of places is illegal.
It is.
And it's interesting that there are two distinct charges here.
Right.
So violating wildlife laws related to the cub.
Right.
And then the weapons charge, which is totally separate.
That makes sense.
So you can see there's some legal complexities that he's dealing with.
Interesting.
So after his wedding celebrations, Rajab Butt also faced some backlash.
What happened?
Because of a grand musical show that he had. And he and his friends threw large amounts of money around.
Really?
Yeah. So backlash refers to a strong negative reaction or criticism from the public.
Yeah. I can see why people would have a negative reaction.
Yeah, and I think the term extravagance is relevant here.
Okay.
Referring to excessive and often unnecessary spending.
So this is all happening kind of against the backdrop of Pakistan's economic struggles.
Yeah, and this is a really interesting example of how cultural practices and economic realities can kind of clash.
Right.
Something that was intended to be celebratory.
Right. It can rub people the wrong way
Totally.
when there are other things going on.
Exactly. And a lot of people felt that the money that was spent on this display could have been used for charitable purposes, which reflects this idea of social responsibility.
Absolutely.
That if you have means you should be contributing to the community.
Right. And it's interesting, too, that this kind of speaks to being in the public eye.
Yeah.
You're under a lot of scrutiny.
Absolutely.
And there are expectations that come
for sure
with having such a big platform.
Right. And actions like that, especially involving displays of wealth.
Yeah.
People examine it and they have a lot of opinions.
And they're not afraid to share them.
Exactly.
So I'll let you know.
Okay, so let's switch gears a little bit to his personal life.
Right.
So his wife's name is Rajab, and she prefers to maintain a low profile away from the limelight.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so she's choosing to stay out of public attention.
Okay.
Which is a little bit different from her very public husband.
Yeah, but I mean, it's actually pretty common.
It is.
That, people who are very much in the public eye have partners who, really value their privacy.
Absolutely. And it really speaks to different personality types.
It does.
Right, like how people deal with the pressures of fame.
Yeah, absolutely.
We also know that his family is really close-knit.
Okay.
And that they were very happy about his wedding.
Oh.
And they even make occasional appearances in his logs.
Fun.
Yeah. Close-knit describes a family where the members have strong bonds and are very supportive of each other.
Okay.
But it's interesting, information about his brother is not widely known.
Oh.
He prefers to keep details about his brother private.
Yeah, and it just shows that you can have boundaries.
Absolutely.
Even if you're someone who shares a lot of your life.
Totally.
You don't have to share everything.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about his finances for a minute.
Okay.
So Rajab Butt's net worth is estimated to be between $1 million and $2 million.
Wow.
And his monthly income is estimated to range from $50,000 to $100,000.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So this income primarily comes from his very successful YouTube channel, including views and brand collaborations.
So net worth, that's just, the total value of what he owns.
Right.
Minus any debts.
Right.
And then monthly income, that's how much he makes each month.
Correct. And views refer to the number of times people watch his videos.
Okay.
Which generates advertising revenue.
Right.
And then brand collaborations are partnerships with companies where he will promote their products or services in his content for payment.
So those are his main sources of income.
Yes, and these figures really give us a clear indication of his financial success as a digital content creator.
Absolutely.
And you can see the earning power of online platforms.
Yeah, if you can build an audience like that.
Yeah, for sure. Lucrative.
He also owns a house in Lahore that boasts elegant design and modern amenities.
Oh, wow.
Which he sometimes showcases in his vlogs.
So he's giving us a peek into his life.
So we get a glimpse into his lifestyle and the rewards that come with his success.
I see. And by sharing that, he's connecting more with his audience.
He's giving them a peek into his world.
Yeah.
And for some people, maybe it's aspirational content.
Maybe, yeah. So when we look at Rajab Butt's story, we see how it touches on all these different areas of life.
Yeah.
The entertainment industry, social media, cultural traditions.
Legal matters, his personal life, his finances.
Right. And it's this variety of experiences that makes his story so valuable for learning English.
It does.
You're exposed to vocabulary.
All kinds of vocabulary.
Related to so many topics.
Yeah, all within the context of this one guy's life.
Exactly.
It's really cool.
And you get to see how English is used in different situations.
Right.
Like, there's celebratory language when we talk about the wedding.
Right.
There's more serious language when we talk about legal issues. And then there's everyday language when we talk about his family and his home. So it's a really immersive way to encounter the language.
Yeah.
Think about it for yourselves as listeners, How does the tone and style of the English change?
Right.
Depending on what we're talking about.
Yeah. And what's really insightful about this, I think, for language learning, is that, understanding the cultural background.
Yeah.
So, the significance of the dole key.
Right.
Or, society's reaction to displays of wealth.
Right.
It deepens your understanding of the English.
Yes.
So it's not just about knowing the definition of the word backlash.
Yeah.
It's understanding why people had that reaction in that specific context.
Totally.
The cultural context, the economic context.
Yeah. So we're coming to a close on our deep dive.
Okay.
Into the life of Rajab Butt.
Right.
And we've seen how his experiences provide a really engaging and relevant way
Yeah.
to encounter and understand English
Yeah.
in action.
In the real world.
Right. So we've explored vocabulary related to his career, his wedding,
Even Weedle.
the legal challenges.
And family, his finances.
Right.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah. And we hope this has illustrated how you can follow the stories of people that interest you.
Right.
And it can be such a valuable way to continue learning English.
You're learning without even realizing it.
Totally.
Yeah.
And when you see those words and phrases used in the real world,
Yeah.
you remember them more.
It sticks with you more than just memorizing a list of vocabulary.
Exactly.
Right.
So think about this. How does understanding the cultural context
Right.
behind events like the Dolki
Yeah.
or the reaction to showing off all the money
Right.
help you grasp not only the vocabulary, but give you a deeper understanding of the English language?
Right. It's about more than just words.
Yeah.
It's about like the whole picture.
Totally. And maybe you guys can explore some of these cultural aspects on your own.